Good morning, dear students. Today we are going to start the next portion, that is the evidences from experiments with bacteriophage. Children, in the class 11th, I had told you what are bacteriophages. Bacteriophages are the viruses that engulf the bacteria, or viruses parasitizing bacteria. They are called as bacteriophages. Here is the structure of bacteriophage. This is the protein code. This is the DNA which is concentrated in the head region. This is head. This is the neck portion. This is the core, and this is the sheath. Here there are the presence of tail fibers, and with the help of these tail fibers, this bacteriophage parasitizes bacteria. And here this is the T2 bacteriophage. It attacks on human bacterium, that is the E. coli, in the digestive tract. So this is the structure of bacteriophage. Now it has only two components, that is the protein and DNA. Protein forms the head, sheath and tail, this portion. Head, then after that this sheath and the tail. This portion is formed by the protein. Now, and it takes over the metabolic machinery of the bacterium, for example E. coli, and forces it to produce the bacteriophages. Suppose that this is the bacteriophage, it will be parasitizing on the bacterium and it will take over the metabolic host machinery, that is the bacterium. For example E. coli, and ultimately the new phages will be produced which are called as bacteriophages. And the it does so by producing the lysozyme from the bacterial cell that ruptures the bacterial cell wall and produces numerous bacteriophages. For example, here if it is parasitizing the bacteria, then ultimately the bacteriophages will be produced by rupturing the bacterial cell wall and through the presence of lysozyme, because these phages will forces the bacterial cell before lysis to produce the lysozyme, so that number of bacteriophages can be produced easily. So this is the structure of the bacteriophage with the protein coat, DNA, head, neck, core and sheath, and it parasitizes the bacteria and produces the new phages which are called as bacteriophages, as it takes over the host metabolic machinery and forces the bacterial cell to produce the lysozyme, so that the lysis takes place and ultimately the new bacteriophages can be released from it. Before lysis, the lysozyme is produced. Now with this is the bacteriophage which is utilized over here. Hershey and Chase experiment, it provides the evidence, that is the direct evidence, that DNA and not the protein is the genetic material. Children, the question will be asked that who provide the direct evidence as the DNA and not the protein as the genetic material. So in that case you have to write about the Hershey and Chase experiment. So they developed two strains, one with labeled protein and another with labeled DNA. One strain was of the virus, that is the bacteriophage, had the labeled protein, and the other had labeled DNA. The protein contains sulfur. This atom is not found in the DNA, and the DNA contains phosphorus. This atom is not found in the protein. This was the basic difference. That is why he took the sulfur and phosphorus, because sulfur is found in the protein and phosphorus is found in the DNA. Now the bacteriophages parasitizing bacteria are grown in presence of radioactive sulfur. These bacteriophages which were parasitizing bacteria, suppose that this is the bacteriophage, it is parasitizing the bacteria, it is grown in the presence of radioactive sulfur. S35 had labeled protein, and bacteriophages parasitizing bacteria are grown in the presence of radioactive phosphorus. That S35 had labeled protein, and bacteriophage, parasitizing bacteria grown in the presence of radioactive phosphorus, P32 had labeled DNA. So S35 strain had the labeled protein, and P32 had labeled DNA. Now this labeling was actually done to distinguish between the DNA and the proteins of the phages. After the labeling, they combined each strain with non-radioactive bacterium and allowed the bacteriophages to inject their genetic material. When the labeling was done, this bacteriophage was labeled with the S35 and P32. Here you can say that, as it is given here, bacteriophages parasitizing bacteria grown in the presence of radioactive S35 had labeled protein, and the bacteriophages parasitizing bacteria grown in the presence of radioactive phosphorus, that is the P32, had labeled DNA. So this strain had labeled DNA and this had labeled protein. Now this was done to distinguish between the DNA and protein of the phage, that is the newly released phage particles from the bacteriophage. And after this labeling, they combined each strain with the non-radioactive bacterium and allowed the bacteriophages to inject their genetic material. After that, they were combined with the non-radioactive bacterium and allowed these bacteriophages, which were labeled, to inject their genetic material. Before lysis of bacteria, the bacterial cells were agitated in the blender to lose the adhering particle. Okay, lysis means breakdown. Before breakdown of the bacterial cell, they were agitated in the blender so that the phage particle can be loosed. Now observation was that only radioactive P32 was found associated with the bacterial cell, and when phage progeny was studied for radioactivity, it carried P32 and not S35. After that, this observation was there, that after keeping it in the blender and when the phage progeny was studied, then in that case only P32 was associated and S35 was not associated, indicating that only DNA and not the protein coat enters the bacterial cell. This was the result of Hershey and Chase experiment. Hence it can be concluded that the viral DNA and not the protein that contains the information for the production of more viral particles, that is the phage particles. So here in the conclusion, it was the viral DNA and not the protein that contains the information for the production of viral particle, as when the phage progeny was studied, only P32 was associated. Now here this was the conclusion, and then thus it can be concluded that genetic material and DNA is the genetic material and carries the genetic information. Now properties of the genetic material: it should be able to replicate means to copy something exactly. For example, if only one monument is there and somebody is making another monument, so that will be the replica of the previous one. So it should be, the genetic material should be able to replicate. Chemically and structurally stable: it should be structurally and chemically stable, that is almost there should be no change in that structure, but they should be able to express and able to mutate side by side. It should be able to express itself in the next generation and should be able to mutate also, that there should be some genetic changes also. But indirect evidences, if it is that, then in that case there is a universal occurrence of DNA in almost all plants and animals except some plant viruses where the RNA is the genetic material, like TMV, etc. They are located on chromosome. And the next one is that quantity of DNA in diploid cell is double to that of haploid, that is a 2n and n. 2n has got the double quantity DNA, and n has got the single haploid quantity of DNA. Now DNA is in similar species have almost similar composition and are almost they have got the alike, they are the alike, and they have got the similar composition, and those which are dissimilar, in that cases the composition of the DNA differs. Mutagens can change the chemical structure of DNA by mutations. There, I had told you this how in the previous classes. DNA is stable as its constituent atoms are not exchanged rapidly. There is a rapidly means there may be mutations, but here they are want to say that DNA is stable as its constituent atoms are not exchanged rapidly, means easily they are not exchanged, then replicates exactly same replica is formed, same copy is obtained, and exhibits the functional specificity. There is a functional specificity. It is functionally specific, that is a specific type of DNA is given to the, that specific constituent is given to the next progeny. So here this I have finished today, that is the structure of the bacteriophage, Hershey and Chase experiment, how they develop the two type of strains, why the sulfur and phosphorus was taken, then how the bacteriophages parasitizing bacteria were grown, and ultimately after that why they were agitated in the blender, what was the observation, what is the result, and what is the conclusion. Thus it can be concluded in that you have to write that DNA is the genetic material and it carries the genetic information. So properties of genetic material, in that I have summarized, and indirect evidences. Please see in question what is asked, whether the direct evidence or the indirect evidence. Thank you.